In the quiet, forgotten town of Ravenswood, nestled among the dense forests of New England, a sinister secret lingered. The townsfolk spoke of it only in hushed tones, for fear of awakening the darkness that had long been confined. The legend told of a haunted doll, an heirloom of malevolence passed down through generations, lurking in an old, decaying mansion on the outskirts of town. The Waverly Mansion, with its weathered Victorian facade and overgrown gardens, stood as a sinister sentinel in the moonlight. Its sordid history had rendered it a place of local dread, and it was within these cursed walls that the story of the haunted doll unfolded. Abigail Waverly, the last of her line, lived a life of reclusive solitude within the mansion. She was an enigmatic figure, her once vibrant youth lost to the passage of time, her raven black hair now streaked with silver. Her only companions were the dusty portraits of her ancestors and the sinister doll, a relic of familial misfortune. The doll, known as Clarissa, was a haunting creation with soulless, ebony eyes that seemed to pierce through one's very soul. Her lips curled into a permanent, malicious grin. Abigail would often be found in the attic, conversing with the doll in whispered tones, her voice laden with an eerie tenderness. It was in the attic that the darkness thrived, unseen by prying eyes. The walls bore the etchings of countless summoning rituals, written in an ancient script. Candles flickered ominously, casting elongated shadows that danced in the dim light. The attic had become the stage for malevolent ceremonies that Abigail had practiced for decades. Word of the Waverly Mansion's haunting legend had spread beyond the town's borders, and paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike had come to probe the mansion's secrets. Some returned with stories of chilling encounters, while others simply vanished, swallowed by the sinister aura that permeated the place. One fateful evening, a group of paranormal enthusiasts ventured into the mansion, determined to capture evidence of the supernatural. Armed with cameras, digital recorders, and their own trepidation, they ascended the creaking stairs to the attic. The air grew heavy and oppressive as they crossed the threshold, and the temperature dropped ominously. As they began their investigation, strange occurrences unfolded. Unexplained gusts of icy wind whipped through the attic, extinguishing their candles and plunging them into darkness. Eerie whispers echoed around them, barely audible but laden with a sense of urgency. It was as if the very walls themselves were alive, and they wanted to communicate. A member of the group, Sarah, reached out to touch the haunted doll, Clarissa, in an attempt to make contact with the spirit that resided within. Her fingers brushed against the porcelain, and in an instant, the room seemed to come alive. The walls pulsed, and the spectral visages of Abigail and her ancestors materialized before them. Abigail's ghostly figure, aged and ethereal, wept in torment, her eyes devoid of the sinister malevolence that had defined her in life. She spoke of an unholy pact made long ago, a dark ritual performed to grant her family wealth and power. In exchange, her ancestors had become unwilling vessels for demonic entities. The room quaked with each word, and the investigators watched in terror as the spirits revealed the only way to break the curse: the destruction of the haunted doll, Clarissa. As Abigail's apparition dissipated, she left them with a warning that the doll would not go quietly. With newfound determination, the investigators retreated from the attic, leaving the mansion behind. They returned the following day, armed with an arsenal of exorcism tools, including holy water, crosses, and incantations. As they re-entered the attic, the atmosphere grew even more oppressive, and Clarissa seemed to taunt them with her malevolent presence. As the exorcism ritual began, Clarissa fought back. She levitated in midair, her porcelain limbs contorting unnaturally. The very room seemed to rebel against their efforts, the walls cracking and the temperature plummeting further. The investigators pressed on, their resolve unshaken. With a final incantation, Clarissa let out a blood-curdling scream, and her porcelain form shattered into countless shards. The room convulsed one last time, and the malevolent energy that had plagued the mansion for generations dissipated into the ether.